narcissistic abuse is more addictive than all synthetic drugs. Narcissists know how to identify and trigger our most potent primal traumas. Welcome to Thriver TV, the place to break free with true solutions to heal for real from narcissistic abuse and painful relationship patterns. And more than just information to survive, you are granted the tools to thrive. In today's episode, I'm going to explain to you what addiction really is and how it hijacks your being, why narcissistic abuse is more addictive than all synthetic drugs, why the narcissist is a symptom of the addiction, and how to truly heal from the addiction to a narcissist. Okay, so just before we get started, remember to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and like this video if you find it helpful. Alrighty, so let's get started. What is addiction? And how does it hijack your being? All right, so let's just get very, very clear about what an addiction to a narcissist will look like for you. It's when you can't stop breaking no contact. It's when you feel like you need closure and you feel like you just can't go on without it. You feel like you're obsessing and you're coming up with every reason and excuse to get back in contact with the narcissist because you're like, I just need to know that, or I need to hear this, or it feels like unfinished business. And even if you have been able to go no contact and you can stop yourself from contacting, even for years, it can feel like the narcissist is still living on inside of you like an entity, like a terrible psychic virus. All of this means that you are still addicted. And what it is, it's a peptide addiction, and I want to explain to you what this physiological cellular thing is and how it works. It means that you've been receiving, your body is used to big hits of a chemical that your hypothalamus in your brain has created in relation to your perception of events, which brings a big emotional somatic body rush. So things like betrayal, things like heartbreak, things like devastation, things like feeling like you're going to be annihilated or you can't live without this person. Those are big emotional rushes, and the cells of your body literally get hooked on those things. So what happens is your brain is forced into thinking the thoughts that are then going to signal with an electrical signal that goes to your brain that makes your hypothalamus create that drug, that peptide, again, that the cells of your body receive, and that fulfills the addiction. Now, the source of the addiction, the drug, is actually the narcissist. So when you think about the narcissist, what happens is, or you go back to the narcissist, or you break no contact, this is the addiction. When you go and get your drug, what happens is your hypothalamus creates that peptide, your bodies get that hit, and initially it'll feel like relief. It's almost like if you're walking around with rocks in your shoes and then you take them out, it feels like relief. But what would happen if the rocks in your shoes keep filling up again? And this is what happens to us, is that when we're cellularly addicted to something, your cells will need more and more and more to get relief. More thoughts about the narcissist, more obsessing, more going back over, more breaking no contact. Initial relief, and then it builds up again. Because what is happening to your cells is as they split and multiply, the receptor docking points to receive the particular peptide that you're hooked on, such as betrayal, heartbreak, devastation, those receptor points keep doubling. Your cells need more to get the fulfillment. Narcissistic abuse is more addictive than all synthetic drugs. This is about a triggered trauma within that somebody is trying to numb out with the addiction. And then what happens is the addiction ultimately adds to the problem. So let's say that we're not feeling good enough, or we're not feeling lovable, or we're not feeling worthy. And then if we were to go and have a cigarette, or get drunk, or have sex for the sake of sex, without intimacy, without love, or we were to hook back onto somebody who's hurting us, or go and gamble and lose our entire wage for the week, or whatever it is, then the addiction is going to bring more on of feeling unlovable, unworthy, defective, hopeless, helpless. It's an additional breakdown. And this is the thing, then the breakdown makes the cycle increase. There's the breakdown, which is the anxiety, the insecurity, the trauma, which then goes for the self-medication of the addiction, which then brings more breakdown. And it's a horrible self-fulfilling prophecy of disintegration. So when we have a narcissist and we have narcissistic abuse, what is the trigger? What is the trauma? What is the anxiety? Narcissists know how to identify and trigger our most potent primal traumas. These are the literal terrors of not being loved, not being accepted, not being able to secure our own security or even our own survival. These are also the terrors of being ourselves. The terrors that if we show up as ourselves, we might be criticized, we could be rejected, we could be abandoned, we could be punished, which could actually lead to our annihilation. These are deep, primal human terrors, and that's what narcissists trigger off within us. So these are massive anxieties. And then when we're stuck in addiction to a narcissist, we cling. We try to transform this person into being the savior of these terrors. Ironically, the very person who is triggering them and bringing them up in huge technicolor. And we try to bring this person back. The person that they pretended to be at the start, the person who was going to fix these things for us. Because that's what narcissists did at the start. They hooked you in with the promise of, I will love you, I will approve of you, I will grant you survival, I will grant you security, and all of those things. And if this is a parent or a family member, you know, that person's supposed to help you grow up into wholeness on those topics, those things in your life. So, I don't know about you, but I was shocked at the intensity of the addictive pulls that I had to a narcissist, to actually both. And if you're still going through this now, this incredible, ridiculous intensity that heroin addicts have told me is 10 times worse, the addictive pulls to a narcissist, than it was to heroin. And if you are still going through this now and you relate to what I'm saying, please pause the video, and I want you to share what this addiction feels like for you below. Okay. Now I really want to take you to a deeper understanding of this that is so vital for you to heal off the addiction. And what it is the narcissist is actually a symptom. They're a symptom of the addiction. The narcissist is the way that you're trying to self-medicate something deeper that's going on within you. And here's the thing, trying to combat the symptom, the narcissist, doesn't work, because when you're focused on the narcissist trying to force them to love and approve of you and give you survival and security, that's not where the problem is really going on. Where it is going on is in your body. And we're going to talk about it. How to truly heal from the addiction to a narcissist. And as I said, it's in your body. It's in your being. That's what needs to be addressed. It is completely powerless and helpless to try to change them to change you. So what needs to happen is the turning inwards and addressing where the anxiety and trauma that is fueling the addiction, that is the causation of the addiction. Heal where that is really coming from. And how do we do that? We detach from the narcissist and who they are and learning all about them and trying to force them and make them accountable and change them into parenting our unhealed young broken parts, which have been set up long before the narcissist, or if the narcissist is your parent, that's been the dynamic. So how we change this is letting go of that person and what they're doing and turning inwards to self-partner and heal these emotional fractures within. And I want you to take you through a little exercise where we're going to say a mantra together to actually start connecting to this inner part of you that is screaming out for you, not the narcissist. Those parts are waiting for you, the only person who can heal these back to wholeness. As a child, yes, 100%, you had role models who were supposed to help you bring those to wholeness. But these people weren't whole themselves. And they had people who were parenting them who weren't whole themselves. So now we've got to change the cycle. And as an adult, this is between you and your creator. So let's say this mantra together. And I want you to just breathe and close your eyes and open up your body and just relax and center yourself. And I want you to repeat after me. My sweet, darling inner being, I feel your pain and fear. I am now turning inward to love you, hold you and heal you into wholeness, so that together we walk this earth, making the choices that bring more health and wholeness. And so it is. And I just want you to breathe that in and feel those statements in your body. And that mantra is written for you on the blog. It's a great one to remind yourself of and to tell yourself. And I really hope that this is helping. Okay, so if you now feel hope that you can get off the deadly addiction hook to a narcissist, that deadly hook that can take you fully into your demise, as it nearly did myself. If you're feeling hope now, I want you to pause this video and right below, I have the power to set myself free. And I want you to really stand in that and declare that and write it below. Declarations are powerful. Okay, so I really hope that this has helped bring clarity to you regarding what it means to be addicted to a narcissist, what that really is, and how if you stop focusing on the narcissist being the addiction and understand he or her is only a symptom, You can turn inwards to truly heal yourself powerfully at the causation level. And I would love to help you start getting that process started by offering you my free 16-day course, which grants you 2 powerful, comprehensive free ebooks, as well as a ton of other resources to start bringing you relief and answers and give you your power back. You can connect to this free course by clicking the link at the top right of this video. And as always, I look forward to answering your comments and your questions below. So until next time, keep smiling, keep healing, and keep thriving, because there's nothing else to do. Lots of love. Bye-bye.